I'm BPG and welcome to the ultimate Endgame unlock guide. In this guide, we are going to be going over all the characters in Marvel Strike Force that you want to unlock to make yourself an Endgame player. We're going to go over in this video the farming locations, the Isotope 8 suggestions, how high you should build these characters, what gear tier you should build these characters to, and basically everything you need to know about the best teams in Marvel Strike Force. Now, this video is based off of my safe to build infographic that I've done, and this infographic will be available on the Jetson Squad Discord. Link will be in the description down below for that, and also on the YouTube community tab. And so first off, we are looking at the best team, in my opinion, in the game, the Vigilante. These were the king of the Act 1 of the Age of Annihilus. They were the best team, the best bang for buck team, and they are still what I would consider the best bang for buck team for any player who is new or endgame in Marvel Strike Force. Now, this team is best in pretty much every single game mode in the game. They are primarily a raid team, but they are also brilliant in Alliance War, Cosmic Crucible, solo content like the Fallen Dimensions, the Professor Xavier saga, everything like that. And not only that, in the early game, if you're coming up against people who haven't got Fantastic Four MCU, they are also a damn good arena team. I'm recommending to build these characters to level 105, and I've actually got two builds here that I use for my Vigilante. This is the first Isotope 8 build. Now, I really like Daredevil as a healer. You can put him as a striker, but I prefer him as a healer or a fortifier. Punisher, this is the big rework, and he is amazing. You want to put all your diamonds into this character. Silver Sable would be the next one once her diamonds are available that you're going to want to put your diamonds into. And then I would recommend Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey is probably the third most important character on the team. You'll see I haven't got diamonds on him. I haven't been lucky enough to pull any diamonds for him yet, but he is amazing. As for farming locations, Punisher you will find in Heroes 1.6. So that is the original Heroes campaign, so very early on in the game. Daredevil Modern you will find in the Cosmic Crucible store, so you will have to wait until level 60 to be able to unlock him, but with the rate the new player experience goes at nowadays, that's going to be like a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most, and you will be there doing Cosmic Crucible and getting your Daredevil Modern. Silver Sable is available in the War Store, and with the updates that they are about to put into the game on the 13th of this month, you will be seeing some dramatic changes to Alliance War. In regards to that, if you are in a brand new alliance, with the way it is working, you are going to be able to get your alliance up levels a lot quicker, get your Stark tech up a lot quicker, and be able to start competing in Alliance War. She is from the War Store, so that will unlock at level 40 for you. Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey is one of the easier characters to get in out of the new three characters, the Daredevil one, Silver Sable, and Hitmonkey. He is the easiest one to get because he is the featured character in the Spotlight Raid Orb, which you will get from doing the Greek Raid and also the Spotlight Raid when you start doing that as an alliance. Elektra is again a very easy farmable character. She is available in the Blitz store. Now you will notice that I have put to build these all to level 105, and my Elektra is only sat at level 100. And there is a reason for this, because at the moment with the raids that we are doing, level 100 Elektra and all the PvP content that we're doing, level 100 Electra is doing me absolutely fine. She's got her revives, so she is going to come back. So she's not going to be an issue at level 100 at the moment. However, we do have a new raid. We do know that we have a new raid coming around the corner. And so she might have to be brought to level 105. As I said, I do have two configurations for this team that I like. Here is the second configuration. It is a minor change. So my main configuration for this team where ISO 8 is concerned is Striker on Punisher, Healer on Daredevil Modern, Raider on Silver Sable, Striker on Hitmonkey, and Raider on Electra. Now, there is one node in the negative zone that we was running, which was a special sort of almost Dark Dimension-esque pocket dimension nodes, where I was having to run Silver Sable as a skirmisher and Electra as a striker. So those are the big changes. You will see some other people recommending Punisher as a raider. That is also a very good choice. I just like to take advantage of Punisher as a striker and his Isotope 8 attack. Now, this was the first team for, as I said, for Act 1 of the Age of Annihilus. And this is the last team of the Act 1 of Age of Annihilus, the Fantastic Four MCU. And this is what I believe is going to be the premier team for the Act 2 of the Age of Annihilus, because these guys are part of that Act 2 as well. Now, this team is an arena team, but apart from raids, I'm getting brilliant use out of the Fantastic Four MCU from War, Cosmic Crucible, solo content like the Danger Room, and any of the Professor X saga. They're really good in the Cosmic Hero section, so they are absolutely brilliant. These guys you are going to want to build to the moon, but I am going to stipulate that there are some characters you are going to want to build bigger than others. And so here is how my Fantastic Four MCU is looking at present. So we have The Thing. He is a very good character. We got 3 diamonds from him from an event, and I wouldn't have put them on him if I was using my own silver diamond promotion credits. The Thing is farmable from Nexus to 9, so not too bad. And I'd recommend, unless you're really heavy into War, The Thing at level 105 gear tier 19 is absolutely fine. The Human Torch, Johnny Storm, he is amazing. I am going to be putting a 3rd diamond on him when I can find it. He is available from the Blitz store, so very easy farm. And this guy is going to be my next member of this team that I am going to take to gear tier 20. And that is because he is fast. He is a damage dealer, and that's where we want to be sort of focusing our gear tier 22 first off. And he's just so good. He has assists. So yeah, level 105, gear tier 20 for the Human Torch. Next up is his sister Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman MCU. And currently, Sue, Franklin, and Mr. Fantastic are not farmable unless you are farming them from the chapter currency store. So currently that is the antimatter store. I've obviously got her at level 105, gear tier 20. They are part of the arena meta. Now, the characters that are part of the arena meta is Invisible Woman, Franklin Richards, Human Torch on offense, and then on defense, you're looking at using Mr. Fantastic MCU. The ISO 8 choices I like here are Raider for Thing, because he needs to hit like a Mack truck to get anything out of him. So Raider is really good. Human Torch as a skirmisher, because he is going to do the assist, and that will get that striker skirmisher combo going. I run Invisible Woman when I'm running the whole team as a striker. However, when I am using her in arena with Human Torch and Franklin, I generally run her as a raider. Franklin Richards is a striker all day long. He is absolutely brilliant. Brand new battlefield effect, brand new status effect as well in silence. Such a good character, and we do still have, at time of recording, his free-to-play event to come to us. Mr. Fantastic MCU, we have already had his free-to-play event, same with Invisible Woman MCU, so unfortunately if you were not around for that, you have missed that boat of that nice glut of 100 shards. He is great. He is the tank of the team, which is why I've got him as a fortifier. He is great on defense. I wouldn't be using him on offense though. I think Human Torch is much better. Now, this team was actually made by the very same developer as the Vigilantes team. So the same person who made the Vigilantes made this team as well. And if the Vigilantes were anything to go by, you know this team is going to be amazing. So the rest of this video, we are going to cover game mode by game mode. And first off, we're going to cover what I consider to be the most valuable game mode in the game, and that is raids. And the first raid team we are going to cover is the Nightstalkers. This is your Mystic raid team. Now, the Vigilante, we have already covered those earlier on in the video. They are your skill raid team, so they are covered. Nightstalkers is the next raid team we are covering, and they are your Mystic raid team. This team was absolutely brilliant. It was a fan-voted team, and they are great in raids, war, Cosmic Crucible, solo content. They are brilliant everywhere. Another one of those teams who are absolutely awesome. If you are a newer player to the game, Nightstalkers are also a good option as a raid team in arena. Not when you're getting towards the end game, but in that very early game, members of the Nightstalkers are very good. You're going to want to build these guys to the moon. Level 105 is the minimum I would be building these guys to. And here we have my squad. Now we have Oath here. She is available in the war store. She is the battery of the team. She is going to be giving the team energy, and that is going to allow you to make the most of this team. Now, you will see that this team is the first team you would have seen so far that I have all at 3 diamonds, and there is a reason for this. They are that good. I always run Oath as a raider because she has multiple AoE type attacks where she attacks either all the enemies or a big cluster of the enemies, so raider on her makes complete and utter sense. She also comes with the exposed mechanic, which again is a very good mechanic and will make her last for a very long time. Blade you will get from the Cosmic Crucible store, and he is a city character just like Oath. Those are both city characters and are perfect for use in the first section of the Professor Xavier saga. I've always run Blade as a striker, and you can find Blade in the Cosmic Crucible store. He is amazing. He does massive amounts of damage. He has a turn rewind on his ultimate. He heals himself. Him and the Hood in the most recent Danger Room absolutely wrecked that content. They were that good. Agatha Harkness is another one that is going to be available from the Crucible store. Now, that is obviously that store you unlock at level 60. So we're already getting quite a lot of characters that we are needing to unlock from that Crucible store. But worry not, the Crucible store characters are now available for shop credits, which is a lot better to get hold of. We're taking her to 105. We've got 3 diamonds on her. I run her as a raider. She's got a massive AoE, which also heals the team. She also puts the team in stealth when they drop below a certain health percentage, and that can be really helpful. Man Thing is the next one we are going to cover, and he comes from the War Store. I have him as a raider. However, in certain situations, it is also applicable to have him as a fortifier. Now, I'm yet to take him to level 105. He is on my build list for this month to take to 105. And the reason for that is because I was awaiting some news, which we have later on in this video. Finally, we have Moon Knight. Now, this is the character that is available earliest in this team. And this team, or this character, should I say, is available from Nexus 1-6, which is a very, very early campaign node. Now, you'll notice he is not as built as the others. I've not put as many diamonds into him. He is level 100, just like Man-Thing, but at present, I don't have any plans to build Moon Knight any higher. However, this might change, and we need to be flexible to build him higher if needs be, because in the new raid, it might be that we actually have to use him. Generally, on this team, Moon Knight is subbed off for characters like Mephisto or Odin, or characters like Kestrel, plug and play characters that make this team better. Moon Knight is possibly could be considered the dud of the team, but we might have to use him when the new raid comes around. Next up is our bio raid team, the Thunderbolts. This is a pretty new team. This was one of the Act 1 Harbingers. And basically, these guys are best in raids and raids alone. They have had a bit of a tough time, really. They've not hit home as well as what I had hoped they were going to. I love this team. I tried making them work in content, but they can do all right. They can punch up against some sort of C-tier war teams. Things like Starjammers, I know they can punch up against in war, but don't try that in Cosmic Crucible because you will get crucified. So their best lane is raids. Outside of raids, they're questionable. You're going to want to build these guys all to level 105 still, though, so that is very, very important. And here is how my Thunderbolts look. So we have Taskmaster, again, a 3-diamond character, old character. I think we got the diamonds on Taskmaster and Ghost for free from an event a long time ago. I run him as a raider. And you can get Taskmaster from the Cosmic Campaign 1.9. So again, not too far into your journey as a commander, probably sort of like day 1, maybe day 2 at most, and you will be able to start farming him. Ghost is coming from the War Store, and for her, you want to put her as a striker. She has a turn rewind on her basic, and so that striker attack will also make that turn rewind happen as well. Songbird, possibly the best character on the team. She has a AoE flip effect. She is brilliant. She is worthy of gear tier 20, but you will see on the safe to build graphic that I recommend to build her after you have Xavier. She is one of those post G20, post Xavier G20 characters, and that is because if you take her into the global hero section of the Professor Xavier saga, the very final node, you will find that you are facing a Shadow King who clones your entire team, and then they all go first. So what will happen is your Songbird, or their Songbird that they've cloned off of yours, will go first, and they will basically flip all your buffs on your team into negative effects and put more negative effects on. And then they'll come in with the rest of the characters that they've got and will absolutely demolish you. But she is a brilliant, brilliant choice for gear tier 20. Massively high speed stat, 127 if I remember rightly. Absolutely, absolutely awesome. I run her as a raider, and as current, she is not a farmable character. They are available in the Ultimate store, so they are getting towards the point where they are what Marvel Strike Force would deem fountainable or farmable. But at current, the only reliable place to get them from is the chapter store. Hyperion is the tank of the team, and I actually think he is the third best member of this team. He brings some energy stealing mechanics, which any of you who've played with Void Knight will know how good that is. Yeah, he's good. I'm running him as a fortifier at the moment because I don't have him at high enough stars for him to survive in a lot of content. But I would actually normally run him as a striker. So we're looking here at sort of 3 strikers, 2 raiders, which is dodgy territory nonetheless. Again, only available at current from the chapter store. However, does pop up occasionally in the Ultimate store. Victoria Hand, she is the healer of the team. I wouldn't think of taking her to Gear Tier 20 at present. I run her as a striker, but you're going to build her to the maximum apart from Gear Tier 20 at present. Now, there are 2 standout characters. I've already said one of them. One of them is Songbird, but the other standout character is Taskmaster. He is absolutely amazing in war. I use him with the Mercs for Money team, which we are going to cover later on in this video. He is absolutely superb with that team. Songbird, again, because of her fast speed and what her kit does, she is a really, really good plug and play, especially against other Professor Xavier teams. Next up, we have the Mutant raid team, the brand new mutant raid team, the Hellfire Club. Now, currently, all we know about this team is that they are going to be good in raids. However, I have a high suspicion, just from reading their kits, that they are going to be good in other game modes like War and Cosmic Crucible. You are going to want to build these guys to level 105, and for some of the members, you are going to want to put Gear Tier 20 on them. And here is the team. So we have Emma Frost. This is the original Emma Frost. Now, I am recommending to Gear Tier 20 her as a pre-Xavier character. If you are doing the Xavier saga right now and you are in the global villain section, Emma Frost is a good bet to use. And the reason for this is because all that was keeping her out of being like top dog in the meta beforehand was her stats. Now she has had a stat increase. If you put Gear Tier 20 on her, you're going to get probably another 3 to 4 years of this game out of her as a character. So max diamonds, if you can, max Gear Tier. She doesn't need it like that because she is a kit-based character, but it is just going to give her a lot longer longevity. You can find Emma Frost on Heroes 6-6. She, I think, all day long is a healer. She gives barrier. She clears negative effects. She is an absolute brilliant character. Next up, we have Madeline Pryor. Now, this is the character who I am actually going to build the least on the team. I'm gonna take it to level 105. That's a standard. But I think I'm going to be leaving her at Gear Tier 19. She is a cheap Gear Tier 20 and Gear Tier 19 choice, as she only requires 2 slots of gear for the highest gear tier. She is a damage dealer, so she does fall into the category what I said earlier about putting your Gear Tier 20 on, which is your damage dealing characters. However, she is very slow. And so I don't think she is worth putting the Gear Tier 20 on. Only if you have a lot of mutant gear hanging around would I put it on Madeline Pryor. Sebastian Shaw, he is the tank of the team. He is yet to come out for this team. We have a milestone in the game at the moment where we can get 25 shards for him, which is why you'll see I've got a few shards for him already. But he is not officially out in the game yet, available to get. Azazel, he is out in the game, but I don't have him as yet. He is amazing. He has a turn rewind on his ultimate, so he is going to be a key member of the team, along with being a villain mutant, which is going to really sort of synergize with Emma Frost. Same with Sebastian Shaw. Finally, we have Rachel Summers. She is going to be out this week. So she will be available to buy that this week. She is another great character. She is one of the only character, she is the only character in the game who is going to be able to spread the condition stun, which is an incredibly powerful condition, and her being able to spread that condition, just mwah, chef's kiss. Now, Azazel and Rachel Summers are also going to be able to be used on other teams as well as the Hellfire Club. Azazel is going to breathe new life into the accursed Cosmic Crucible team. Now, this is a fairly new Cosmic Crucible team, the accursed, and Azazel is adding turn rewind. He is supposed to be a replacement or a sub-in for Mordo, who is part of that accursed team. However, I can actually see a place where he replaces Juggernaut. Rachel Summers is going to be going on to the Immortal X-Men Cosmic Crucible team. So both of these characters, Azazel and Rachel Summers, are going to be great in Cosmic Crucible. She, because of her kit and the naming in her kit, it states Cabal. So I think a lot of people think that Cabal is going to be the go-to drop. However, potentially, I will probably be trying to start off with dropping Beast just to see if we can get ahead of the opposing team, because she has some turn rewind, so does Cabal. So getting ahead of the opposing team with all that turn rewind, and then just hopefully getting a couple of turns instead to their one turn will be amazing. The next raid team is the Uncanny Avengers. Now, at present in the game, the only raid you can use these guys in is 4 nodes in the Spotlight raid. So they are best in raids, but this team does break up into 2 other teams, the Immortal X-Men and the Mighty Avengers. You're going to want to build all of these guys to level 105. And you'll see I have done that already. Now, Hercules, he is available from the raid store, and I really like him as a striker. He has a permakill on his basic attack, and so therefore his striker attack will also have that permakill attached to it. Jean Grey you can get from the Blitz store, and again, she is an amazing striker. She has turn rewind on her ability, on her special. She has an ability block on her ultimate, which is also a permakill. There's not much I can say about this character that isn't good. She is also very good for the Professor Xavier saga, and can be a pre-Professor Xavier character that you take into the global hero section. Hercules, I think, actually is a good candidate for Gear Tier 20. However, I would not use him as a pre-Xavier character. I would certainly put him as a post-Xavier character. Storm, you are going to be able to get from Mystic to 3, and she is at home as a raider. She has an absolutely devastating ultimate attack, which is available on her second turn, and the more charges she has on her, the better that attack is. I've got her all the way to 3 diamonds, just like Hercules and Jean Grey. Got them all the way to 3 diamonds. Want those diamonds on them to make them really good. and she is another really, really good candidate for gear tier 20. Falcon is available from the arena store. So this is the original Sam Wilson Falcon. I've currently only got 2 diamonds on him. However, I would recommend 3 diamonds. He is an absolute beast where damage is concerned. His ultimate will clearly wipe the table with quite a lot of players. And he has turn manipulation himself, giving your team speed bar, which is absolutely brilliant on his special. I run him as a raider. Again, that the crits on his ultimate are absolutely key. Beast is the final member of this team, and he is actually one of the only members I would recommend to keep at gear tier 19 at this present moment in time. You'll also see that I only have him at 2 diamonds, and I'm pretty happy with where he sat there. He is the sustain for this team, so he is the healer. He puts positive effects out. He can put out offense up and speed up. He also will do a heal with an AoE hit to the opponents. And I also have him as the healer ISO 8 class. And Beast you can find very, very early on in Heroes mode 4.6. Now, the reason why we are talking about the Uncanny Avengers and the teams that we have mentioned, and those of you who are eagle-eyed and who've been playing the game for a little while will notice there were a couple of raid teams that I missed off of this list. And this is because of this in the command center, this Annihilation raid, which is the upcoming raid. And it says here the recommended teams for this raid is Hellfire Club, Thunderbolts, Vigilantes, Nightstalkers, Uncanny Avengers, which is why I've included them there, and an upcoming team. Now, the 2 teams that were missed off, the 2 raid teams that were missed off of that raid, or off of that list to start off with, and off of that Annihilation raid list, is Orchis. Now, this team is good pretty much in raids, war, and they were very good in the Professor Xavier saga for the global villain section, because they are all global villains. However, I do want to give you a heeded warning that there are rumblings on the grapevine that there is a tech raid team on its way. And that's why I've got here build to question mark, because I think what you want to do where Orchis is concerned at the moment is to build this team to the level where you are getting through the content you are facing, and that is that. So currently for me, level 105 is where I've got them at, but for you, your mileage might vary dependent on your commander level. And this is how I have my Orchis team. So we have Lady Deathstrike, which you can farm from the Mystic Node 1-3 or from the Cosmic Crucible store when you get to level 60. You'll see I have her decked out in diamonds because I think she's actually going to be one of the characters that outlives this raid team. She is very, very fast. She comes with a turn rewind. She does lots of damage. I don't regret putting G20 on her because of the time that I did it. But for newer players who might not be at that point yet, she might be one who you give a miss to. I run her as a striker. I think striker is the best class for her. I do have a secondary class on her as raider. So if I'm running a team where I've got a lot of strikers already on the team and I don't want to put another striker on, I can put Lady Deathstrike down to a raider. Omega Sentinel, what can I say about Omega Sentinel? She is amazing, and another member of the team that might outlive this Orchis team completely, where, you know, once we get outside of the team, when they fall off the meta, when they're no longer the raid team, she will outlive the team. She has a revive mechanic on her, which seems to go off more than the percentage that it says it is, which is really, really frustrating, especially in PvE content. You'll see I've got her at 3 diamonds. You'll see I've got her at gear tier 20. That was because I took her into the global villain section of the Professor Xavier saga. But the reason why I've got her as gear tier 20 is she is a defensive piece that has a ping every single turn. So she will ping a character every single turn. She'll hit a character every single turn. Every opposing turn, shall I say, when they take that turn. She's amazing. I've got her as Raider. She's also got an inbuilt stun to mutant and tech characters on her ultimate, which is, again, a really good ability. Build her big. But again, as I said at the start off, build her to your commander level at current. Nimrod, you are going to be able to get from the War Store. Now, he is quick. He has a lot of damage, but he is falling off rapidly. Do I regret taking him into Professor X? No, I don't. Is he still a good character at the moment, and does he get the job done? Yes, he does. He does well against some of the sort of B tier, sort of like the mutant war defense teams, etc. He does brilliant against. He's got an inbuilt ability block on his special. He does a lot of damage, but that will start to fall off over time. Sentinel is the tank of the team. Absolutely brilliant. Tanks are like your second priority after you've got your damage dealers done. They're like your second priority for gear tier 20. So if the raid team isn't out by the time I get enough tech gear to and I've gone through all the characters previously on that safe to build guide before I get to Sentinel, then and I get enough tech gear, then I will probably put it on him. But I'll also probably be keeping tech gear now for the newer team that is going to be supposedly coming out. Scientist Supreme, great character, very much a utility character. She's there for her basically her ultimate right at the start of the match, which is going to put slow and defense down out, and then your team just murders your opponent. But I do have a massive caution on building this team. As I've said, you only want to build this team to your commander level to deal with the raids that you are currently doing. If they are doing that and they are dealing with the war teams that you're facing, then all is good. The other team that some of you would have noticed I've missed off is Alpha Flight. This is the other Spotlight raid team. They are also a great war defense team, or kind of great. The biggest problem with them is that they are the old stat meta team. So they are the pre-Ares stats. I've got here build to level 105. I actually don't have mine built to level 105. I think if you're really, really serious about war, building Guardian, North Star, and possibly even Sasquatch to level 105 is well worth it. My alliance is into war, but really and truthfully, I don't see the value in bringing these characters up any higher than what I am currently. These guys are doing the Spotlight raid for me at these levels, at these gear tiers, at these ISO 8 choices. Now, Guardian, you can farm him from the Nexus Hard 7-9. So that is a later farm. You are going to have to be commander level, I believe it is 85 before that unlocks. North Star, you are going to be able to get from the War Store, so you're going to be able to get him nice and early. Sasquatch, you're going to get from the Arena Store, so again, a nice, early, easy farm. Wolverine, you just get over time. He's really, really simple to get hold of. You get showered in shards for this guy early doors. And then Sunfire, he is going to come from the Blitz Store, so another really easy farm, but again, build with caution. Only build them up as far as you need to. If you're not currently doing the Spotlight raids as an alliance, don't build them. Only build them once you get to the Spotlight raids, and then only build them to handle the raids that you are currently doing, so the difficulty of the raid that you are currently doing. So next up, we're going to start covering some of the PvP game modes, and firstly, we are going to cover the game mode where you have the most control over where PvP is concerned, and that is Cosmic Crucible. You're not relying on anything else. This is you versus another player, mano a mano, And this is where levels and gear tier counts. And first up is one of the Act 1 Harbinger teams. So this is one of the first sort of quarter teams for the Age of Annihilus. This is the Accursed team. They are best in Cosmic Crucible and to a degree solo content. They were great in the Danger Room, but that was mostly because there was a pact that gave them energy. And this is honestly where the Accursed really struggle. Build these guys as big as you can. Level 105 and gear tier 20 will get these guys working to the best of their ability. Now you'll see we have them all unlocked. Mordo, you will be able to get from the arena store. I still think Mordo is well worth unlocking and building, even though we have Azazel coming into the team as a supposed replacement. I like Mordo as a striker. His basic ability is going to flip abilities. It's going to put negative effects onto your opponent. And so the striker attack will do the same again. Juggernaut is available very early on in Villains Campaign 1.6. So that is the basic Villains campaign. So you're going to get him on day one, or, going to be able to start farming him from sort of day one. He is great. I run him. I've actually got 3 Isotope 8 classes on him. I have Raider. I really like Raider because of his ultimate. His ultimate does a big old AoE attack, and the Raider adding that crit damage to it hopefully makes that attack a lot better. I also have Healer on him, which I think is actually a pretty good class, especially considering that his special does do a heal. So the Healer ISO 8 class will add to that, which is amazing. And I do also have him as a fortifier, and that was mostly for getting rid of vulnerables on turn. And that was more for the negative zone content that we did. Helverine, you'll see I have taken him to gear tier 20. This is Dakan infused with the Ghost Rider, the Spirit of Vengeance. I have him as a Raider, so another Raider on the team. These guys at the moment, Helverine, the Hood, Satana, none of these guys are actually farmable at present. They are all only available from the chapter store, so the antimatter store. So you are going to have to make that choice over whether you are farming. Certainly if you're in towards the end game, or you are at the end game like I am, you're going to have to make that choice between farming those characters or farming gear tier 20 for your Professor Xavier journey. The Hood is great. Comes with an ability block, stops speed on the opposing team, which is amazing, and which is why he's so good in the or was so good in the last Danger Room. I've got him as a Raider, does lots of damage and gets extra crit in his kit. Or crit damage in his kit, so we want to be making sure that he crits. Yeah, I absolutely love the Hood. Satana, she has a lot of healing from the team, but she does percentage life steal effectively. So she will hit an opponent for the percentage of their life and then distribute that as a heal amongst the rest of the Accursed. She's great. I have her as a striker because we've already got quite a lot of Raiders on the team. So having her as a striker works out perfectly. Being able to hit into the vulnerables that the Raiders are causing. She's also one of the slower members of the team, so she's going to go last pretty much on the team. Sans Mordo. Gear tier 20 wise, the Hood and Satana, you are going to want to take to gear tier 20 because they need it to be the best they can be. Azazel, we've already mentioned this in the Hellfire Club slide, but he is going to be a replacement for either Mordo or Juggernaut. I am certainly probably going to try Juggernaut first as the character who I replace. I think Mordo with his turn rewinds is far too important. Next up, we have the Starjammers, and this team, when they first came out, seemed to not be great. However, as people have got more stars on them and as they have built them higher, they can see how good this team really is. Now, this team is best in Cosmic Crucible and is great for solo content. You can use these guys in the Professor Xavier saga. You can use these guys in the Shadow King. The very first node on the Shadow King, where you have any traits, you can use these guys plus Nightcrawler on the very early nodes to build up the charge or the ultimate ability for Nightcrawler for the Brawler node in the Shadow King trial. So they're great everywhere. Anywhere where you can activate Cosmic Crucible as a game mode, they are absolutely brilliant. And you are going to want to build these guys to level 105, especially Lilandra, because she is required. She is the only required character by name in the Professor Xavier saga. So you have to take her to gear tier 20, and to do that, you need to be at level 105. She is going to come from Villains Hard 7-6, which is really good because that is one of the nodes with the training orb material on it. So that is well worth going and farming. Havoc is going to come from the raid store. He is amazing. Very fast. Has a trauma stun on his special. Has a buff clear plus charge clear on his ultimate, and that does loads and loads of damage. So good at getting rid of tanks that don't have safeguard. Howard the Duck is in the Battle World store. Now, at present, at time of recording, we do not know what is happening with the Battle World store. We have not been told what currency we are going to be using to buy things out of the Battle World store, if we are actually able to buy things out of the Battle World store, because at present, Battle World is no longer giving the Battle World currency like it was, and that currency is due to change over on the 13th of this month of August. So until we know that, I don't know how you are going to get more Howard the Duck shards in the Battle World store if you don't have any Battle World credits. But keep an eye on the channel. We will keep you updated. Havoc, I forgot to mention, we are running as a raider all day, every day. He is amazing as a raider. Howard the Duck has that turn manipulation. He stops the speed on opposing teams. I have him as a striker because his basic is absolutely brilliant with the striker ISO 8. Lilandra we run as a raider. She has lots of AoE attacks, so well worth that raider on her. Groot is the tank stroke healer of the team. He does a lot. I run him now as a striker. Previously, I was running him as a healer. Now, one thing you do not want to run your Groot as is a fortifier, and that is because this team, the Starjammers, will get extra speed if you have fortifiers on your team, and so you do not want that, because the ideal counter to Starjammers is, you guessed it, Starjammers. So we've got Striker on him, got a lovely regen on his basic, so he puts out regens on his basic, so the Striker also puts out regens. And you're going to be able to get Groot from Villains Normal 1-9. So that is a very early farming campaign for you. Rocket Raccoon, the lovely little trash panda that he is available from the Raid store. Great AoE, does some great linking up with Groot. Lots, as you would expect, lots of synergy between Groot and Rocket. I have him as a raider. I wouldn't choose anything but raider for him. I absolutely love him as a raider. Next up is an offshoot of that Uncanny Avengers team. As I said, the Immortal X-Men. This team is great in Cosmic Crucible. Some of the characters on their own are good in other game modes, like Jean Grey is great in the Professor Xavier saga in the Global Hero section. Cabal is good everywhere because of his 5% turn meter that he gives. You're going to want to build this team to level 105, which you can see we have. But at present, they're one of the better Cosmic Crucible teams, but I would consider them to be very mid-tier compared to what we have had in previous iterations of Cosmic Crucible. However, Rachel Summers, who is due to come out next week, will hopefully fix all of that. Now, as I said earlier on, I am going to be looking at dropping Beast in place of Rachel Summers. Cabal would be the choice that you might look at if you were looking at their kit, but I think keeping Cabal in, giving the turn meter, but Cabal with his rewinds, Rachel Summers with her rewinds, Jean Grey with her rewinds, Storm with the damage, Polaris with the pull in and all the bunch in. This is just going to be a awesome Cosmic Crucible team. Now we're going to go on to a Cosmic Crucible team that is very, very hard to get hold of. And I am sorry to put this in here, but this team is amazing. Cosmic Crucible, members of the team are good in other game modes as well. I took one of the members, Omega Red Phoenix Force, to the Professor Xavier saga for the global villain section, and he is absolutely brilliant. You're going to want to build them to the max. Now, this team, the one thing about this team is going to get revitalized every single year, at least for the next 3 years. And that is because this team runs very similar to another team that we will be covering later on, the Undying. Both of these teams, the Undying and the Phoenix Force, have a what I'm going to call an anchor being. Let's use something from Wolverine and Deadpool, shall we? Or Deadpool and Wolverine. We have an anchor being. So the anchor being for the Phoenix Force roster is Phoenix herself. She is available as a permanent legendary, so you can get her whenever you want. However, the first member of this team, Omega Red Phoenix Force, is not farmable because he is an epic character. So he will come back every so often in an event that you can compete in or do stuff in to try and get. He will have like a campaign that you can do where you'll be able to get shards for him. So unfortunately, at the moment, for the majority of people, this team is not fully farmable, but it is very much a safe to build team if you have both members. And now we're coming on to another Cosmic Crucible team. Now, this is the first of the real teams that I'm going to cover, apart from Alpha Flight, obviously. We did cover someone before that. So this is the first pre-Ares team. This was the team right before Ares came out. But this team is great in Cosmic Crucible. It is great in War. It is also great for solo content. You will need it for the Shadow King trial, but it is great in some of the dark dimensions as well as you come up through. Now, you are going to want to build some of the members of this team to level 105, and I think we're going to go over that right now. So here is the members of the team, and you will see there are 6 members of this team, and there is a reason for this, and this is because Captain Britain was the first official epic character, and you will see that even though this team has been out for over a year now, this team was released in July 2024. I still do not have Captain Britain at the 7 yellow star mark. Some people do. I personally don't. I didn't buy him. That is what I managed to pick up free to play from his events when they've come back around. And so what they did so that people could use the Illuminati without Captain Britain was they put 5 other members. So 2 new characters plus 3 reworks. So we have Hank Pym. He is coming from the Blitz store. Now, I will say this one thing. The team with Captain Britain on it and the team without Captain Britain on it is night and day. The Captain Britain version of this team is so much better. And in fact, where I say build to level 105, The only 3 members of this team I would recommend building to level 105 is Captain Britain, Hank Pym, and Black Panther Shuri. The other members of the team are very rarely used, and you will get by with them at level 100, which is what I do currently. You'll see the ISOs here. I still have my Captain Britain as a fortifier, and that is because firstly, he is the tank of the team. He is also stopping all speed stats basically on the opposing team and on your team. So there is nothing that you can do there. He is a double-edged sword. So if you've got anything that's looking to gain speed bar on your team, it will not gain speed bar when Captain Britain is on the board. I've got him as a fortifier. Firstly, he is a post-Ares character, or a pre-Ares character, sorry. Secondly, he is the tank of the team, so he is going to get taunt, and I want him to last as long as possible. And especially without those diamonds on him and that level 105, I feel the pinch with my Captain Britain. Hank Pym, you're going to be able to get from the Blitz store. Very easy farm. Worth putting diamonds on him now? Probably not. Take him to level 105 though. Take him up to a few diamonds, but I wouldn't take him up, take him up to 1 diamond, but 3 diamonds now with where this team is probably a little bit too much. Black Panther Shuri, she is available from the raid store, so another very, very easy farm. You'll see at the moment I've got these guys as skirmishers, and that's because I'm using them in a room that on Cosmic Crucible that is benefiting skirmishers. I would normally run Hank Pym as a striker. I would usually run Black Panther Shuri as either a raider, which is her normal sort of isotope 8 class that I run her as, or as a skirmisher for if I really, really do need that focus to peel off like charges and the taunt from a Black Knight. Mr. Fantastic, available from the Nexus 3.6. So again, another very early farm. He is going to assist every single member of the team. So I have him as a skirmisher so we can link up those striker skirmisher combos. Black Bolt, brilliant member of the team. He is a permanent legendary. I've got him as striker. So Black Bolt you can farm at any point in time during your journey. He is going to be there permanently for you to do that too. As for whether you need him now, he does add health to the team, but what we're seeing currently is that basically the main game mode that they used in, which is Cosmic Crucible, he doesn't need to be massive. Now, this team here at level 100, in fact, these 4 plus Iron Man is what I use at the highest difficulty in the Shadow King trial on the Illuminati node, and I can use that on the End node as well. And I did this recently with all packs turned on, which is very, very hard. It's the extra health and everything like that turned on, but we managed to get through that node with this team as it is. So this, I would say, is like a minimum build for the team, especially if you want to get that 7-star Shadow King. Iron Man's place on the team was meant to be the replacement for Captain Britain. However, he has a really neat mechanic in the fact that he generates energy for the team on both his special and his ultimate. He will hand out energy to the characters adjacent to him, which is going to give you that ability to keep using their abilities, which is, so I usually put him behind Black Panther Shuri and Captain Britain, especially in war. And that makes it that these two, Black Panther Shuri and Captain Britain, who have nice low cooldown abilities anyway, are able to get round to those abilities a lot quicker. However, again, pre-Ares stat team, they are starting to slightly fall out of the meta, so caution on building this team. Cabal are another pre-Ares meta team for Cosmic Crucible. However, they are great in Cosmic Crucible. They are great in war, and they are great in solo content. You are going to need these guys for the Old Man Logan 7-star unlock if you want to get him to 7 stars, but they're also great in any section that requires global villains. Even, and a link to up in the card there to Dinman's YouTube channel, where you will find him taking the Cabal into the Professor Xavier saga, which is the sort of end game, and them still being really, really good. You are going to want to build these guys to level 105. I am going to be doing that. They are on my list of things to build, but this is a resource management game and I've got to manage my resources correctly. So their time will come. We have Leader. He is available from the Cosmic Crucible store. So again, another one that is going to be fighting with Blade and Agatha and other members of those raid teams that you are looking to try and get up to your 7 stars. I run Leader as a striker. He is basically the glue for the team. He holds this team together. He's got the sustain on him. He also has a charge mechanic, which is really cool. Iron Patriot. He is going to come from the War Store, so a relatively easy farm for Iron Patriot. And out of these 3 characters, he is going to be the character that lives on the longest. And that is because he gives damage bonus to villain characters, especially in Cosmic Crucible. I run him as a skirmisher. Now, I've had multiple different Isotope 8 classes on him. Skirmisher, striker, but I do prefer him as a skirmisher. Namor, he is great in both War and Cosmic Crucible. He will turn rewind your enemies with his ultimate. He does an immense amount of damage, and you can get this character from the Blitz store, and I run him as a striker because him coming in with his basic attack after one of his other attacks is just absolutely devastating. But again, this is a pre-Ares team, so you really do need to be building this team with caution, as they could drop off at any point in time. Alliance War is the next PvP game mode we are going to cover, and as in the title, this is an alliance-based game mode. So how you do is going to greatly depend on your alliance. Luckily, the rewards for Alliance War are very, very flat, or pretty flat. So the difference between winning and losing is very minimal, and the difference between the different sort of levels in the leagues and the leaderboard rewards for the Alliance War for the season, which is every 2 weeks, those payouts, they are very, very, you get a very minimal jump between each level. And the first team that we are covering where Alliance War is concerned is Liberty. This team takes, so far for this year, I would say this is the 3rd best team that has come out this year, behind Vigilante and Fantastic Four MCU. They are great in Alliance War. They are brilliant in solo content. You are going to want to take at least 3 of the members of this team to the Professor Xavier saga at present. They are also really good as like a sack team or as a cleanup team in Cosmic Crucible. But Alliance War is where they truly, truly shine. Now, you are going to want to build all of these characters to level 105, or to your maximum commander level. And you'll see here that I have 4 out of the 5 members of this team at gear tier 20, and they all have the diamonds on them as well. Now, Patriot, you are going to have a hard farm with him because he is one more character that you are going to get from the Cosmic Crucible store. And the reason why I say this is going to be a hard farm is because the number of slots in the Cosmic Crucible store that hold characters is small. So you've got a percentage chance of that character turning up in the store. It is a very, very, very time-consuming farm. I have him as a raider. He does tons and tons of damage and has extra bonuses with critting. So raider is the key ISO 8 class with him. Falcon Joaquin you are going to get from the Arena store, and this guy is the healer of the team. He also has turn rewinds in War, and in the Professor X saga, in the Global Hero section, because the War game mode is turned on, that means you get the most out of the Liberty members of your roster. He is absolutely brilliant. I run him as a striker. I also have a secondary class on him as a healer. I switch between the two. Striker because he is giving speed up to the team with his basic attack, so he gets that on his striker attack as well. But healer is also a very good class for him. Captain America Sam Wilson. What can I say about this character? He is an absolute boss. You will see here that I only have him at 2 diamonds. I would love to get a 3rd diamond on this character. Like, I would love to get a 3rd diamond on this character. I've run him in many different Isotope 8 scenarios, but Raider is where I have come home to. I love the crits that you can get with the Raider ISO 8. And putting out all the vulnerables with his ultimate, which is also going to grant speed to the team, as well as other skill characters if you have skill characters in this. There's not much more I can say. He is also the tank of the team, so he is absolutely brilliant. You can find him on 2 nodes. Heroes 3-3 is the first node where you will come across him, and later on your journey when you get to Doom War 2-6, which I don't recommend building specifically to complete Doom War, but if you do have the required sort of teams to do that, so chapter 2 node 6 of the Doom War campaign is where you will find him. Peggy Carter is available in the War store, so we're starting now to get quite a lot of characters that are coming from the War store as well. She is amazing. She is the controller of the team. She puts out stuns. She puts out slows. And as long as your opponent has slows and Peggy is on the field, they cannot gain speed outside of normal means. So she is absolutely excellent. I have her as a striker. War Machine, the final member of the team. He is available on Villains 3-3, and he is the member of the team that usually does get subbed out if you are going to sub out anyone. I would leave him at gear tier 19. I know member of the community Dad is going to say something to me about this, but War Machine for me is the character that I am going to leave at gear tier 19, although I believe he did take War Machine into the Professor Xavier saga for the Global Hero section. Next up, we have the Mighty Avengers. Now, in all honesty, this team at the moment is getting huge buffs thanks to the War season rules. They have huge damage buffs. But what you got to remember is the Mighty Avengers are an offshoot of that Uncanny Avengers raid team. Now, these guys are best in War. They can't really be used anywhere else. I've got build to level 105 because I like War. Now, I would build them, if I was you, to your commander level. PvP is where you want to be building things as big as you can, because that is how you're going to get as far ahead as you can, especially with the overpower mechanic that is in the game at present. Now, this team consists of Hercules. We've already gone over where you can find Hercules. You can find him in the raid store. We have Invisible Woman. She is a permanent legendary, so you can farm her whenever you want. This is not to be confused with Invisible Woman MCU. This is the original Invisible Woman. I run her as a healer, just to help the team with a little bit of sustain, because outside of her and Scarlet Witch's health redistribution, there isn't really a lot of healing on the team. She is mostly going to protect the team with a barrier. Vision, he is going to come from Villains 5-6, so a very early campaign. I run him as a skirmisher. 105 gear tier 19 should be absolutely fine on this character. I run him as a skirmisher because he will assist whenever Scarlet Witch goes, and so that will allow her with the striker to have that striker skirmisher combo again. Falcon, we've already gone over where we get him from and what we do with him. He is another great candidate for gear tier 20. So on this team, in my mind, I'm looking at 2 gear tier 20s in Hercules and Falcon, and then 3 gear tier 19s in Invisible Woman, Vision, and Scarlet Witch. Speaking of Scarlet Witch, she is available in the Blitz store, so the Blitz supplies. I run her as a striker. As I said, she's got a very, very good basic attack. And with Vision coming in and adding the vulnerable, that allows her to get another basic out of her abilities. Absolute A-Force. Here come the girls. And these guys are best in war. However, there are some characters here who are going to be absolutely brilliant plug and play characters. You're going to want to build these girls even. You're going to want to build these girls to level 105. And here is the team. We have Kahori. Now, she is available in the Battle World store. So similar process to Howard the Duck. Once the 13th of this month comes, 13th of August, 2025, we will know how we are going to be able to farm Kahori. Take her all the way to 3 diamonds. She is one of the best characters in the game. On spawn, she has a 200% turn meter, which means she's going to take 2 turns before your opponent does anything. And if they have any controllers on the opposite side of the, on your enemy, she's also going to attack them on spawn. So that is 3 attacks she can potentially do on spawn. However, do note the basic attacks cannot be assisted. So her attacks that she takes early doors cannot benefit from, or her attacks basically cannot benefit from assist. She is going to be great with a new character who we are going to go over later on in this video, Blastar. Her basics are amazing. She gets all that turn meter. She's very, very fast. So she is going to allow Blastar to work really, really well. Medusa is available from Heroes Hard 2-3, and she's all right. She is one of the damage dealers of the team. She can literally delete a character, even at level 100 gear tier 19, like I have her at the moment. She does stop your opponent from spawning with death proof, so that might give you some usage later on in the game as a plug and play character. She also can get turned on, her abilities turned on, not only by having 3 absolute A-Force characters, but also by just having Black Bolt with her, which adds some interesting things for later on in the game, possibly. Some interesting theory crafting opportunities. Miss Marvel Classic is an absolute pain in the butt. She has a charge mechanic, and when she has a charge mechanic, she's going to heal herself and gain taunt. She's just absolutely amazing. You're going to find her from the, surprise, surprise, Crucible store. That's where all the best characters go to, is the Crucible store. She's just great. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to take her to 105 this month because I'm slowly but surely working backwards on my teams. Then we have the last 2 members of the team. Wasp, who is available from Cosmic 2-3, and Ironheart, who is available from the Raid store. And realistically, you want to put as minimal resources into these 2 characters as possible, because these 3, they're the key to the team. These 2 can do whatever you want. And most of the time, you are actually going to be putting these guys on Alliance War defense, and you're going to be putting them with characters like Odin and other sort of characters like that are going to cause your opponents a little bit of a headache. Now we get to the other epic team, Undying. Now these guys are absolutely brilliant in Alliance War, and they are brilliant because you don't have to use them all as one team. I've got to build these characters to level 105, which basically means to build them as high as your commander level if you can. And the team we have is Zombie Juggernaut. Now, he is available on the web store as a daily free claim once you have already got Mr. Negative, not negative, but Mr. Negative to 7 yellow stars and Black Knight to 7 yellow stars. You will then open up Juggernaut Zombie as the free claim every single day. You will get 5 shards of him. So you will get him to 7 yellow stars over a period of time. I run him as a striker. I do also have Fortifier on him, and that is because you will see he is quite low power, even though this is a reworked stat team for post Ares stats. He is still very, very low considering his yellow and red stars. He is a great pre-taunting tank, and in this team I generally use him as a 3-piece with Hela, Iron Man Zombie and Juggernaut Zombie. Scarlet Witch Zombie is an epic and is not currently available. She will be like Omega Red Phoenix Force. This team comes around at Halloween, so if you're playing the game around Halloween, you'll probably get real easy access to getting this team unlocked, or at least these 2 members unlocked, and probably Zombie Scarlet Witch. We do have the 5th member coming this Halloween, which we know is going to be Zombie Kestrel. Hela, she is the anchor being for this team. We run Scarlet Witch as a raider. Hela we run as a raider, and you're going to be able to find her at Villains 39. So again, a very early campaign node that you can farm. And Zombie Iron Man is, although he is epic, he is a farmable character. You are going to be able to get him from the Incursion campaign 3-9. One thing to note about this team is that to get red stars on them, apart from Hela, and diamonds on them, which are available for Juggernaut Zombie and Iron Man Zombie, you are going to have to part with your dark promotion credits. And so that is why you will see here I do not have many red stars on both my Iron Man Zombie and my Zombie Juggernaut. Now, this next team is still pretty good. It is the Mercs for money. And I mentioned earlier on that I take Taskmaster off my Thunderbolts team and put with my Mercs for money, as he is a merc, and it all sort of works quite nicely together. This team is great in war. Certain members of the team are great as plug and plays in Cosmic Crucible, and they are also great for solo content. You are going to want to build these characters to level 105 stroke level 100, and I'm going to go over what I mean by that in just a second. So here are the members of the team. We have Old Man Logan. He is a legendary, and his trials at the moment come back quite regularly alongside the Shadow King trials. Now, you are going to need this character to do the Shadow King trials. You are going to need this team, in fact, or some of this team, to do the Shadow King trials, especially to get Shadow King to 7 yellow stars. I run Old Man Logan as either a striker or a skirmisher. Currently, I've got him set as a skirmisher, but I do also have the striker ISO 8 on him. He is brilliant. He is probably one of the best characters in the game. Dakin, which is Old Man Logan, or which is Logan's son, he is available in the arena store, so a really nice easy farm for this character. Best ran as a raider. He's got lots of AoE. He works really well because he has a lot of anti-stealth. So Old Man Logan, Dakin, 2 candidates definitely to take to level 105, and 2 candidates to definitely take to gear tier 20 in my honest opinion. Old Man Logan, the one thing about taking him to gear tier 20 is you do want to take him to gear tier 20 post Xavier, because pre-Xavier, a bit like Songbird, he is going to absolutely wreck your team in the global hero section. Now we come to the characters who I don't actually think you need to build very high. Pandapool, I think you can quite easily get away with keeping them at level 100. Deathpool, again, another character that gets subbed off the team. Even when it was early doors, when this team first came out, Deathpool was one of the first subbed off. Don't need to be any higher than level 100 in my opinion. And Deadpool, again, another one that doesn't really need to be any higher than level 100 because, again, Pandapool and Deadpool are all going to revive without any assistance. Old Man Logan needs to get his special off to get his revive, and he will also give his revive to Dakan as long as you have the special ability awakened, which you can get from the Cosmic Crucible store. Now, again, this is a pre-Ares stat team, so build this team with extreme caution. Out of Time, this is another war team. They are great in war, and I have also put down solo content because you are going to need this team to get a 7-star Old Man Logan. Now, build to level 105. Again, this really I should have put down as build to level 105 stroke 100, and that is because the team you see in front of you here, this all level 100 team. Now, Black Knight is the only character in this team I am considering leveling to level 105. I'm also considering putting G20 on him, but that will be after I have finished my Professor Xavier saga. But the other members of the team, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Captain America, Captain Carter, Starbrand, all of these characters at level 100 gear tier 18 have been able to get me a 7 yellow star Old Man Logan on the Out of Time nodes that they are needed for. Again, a big caution with this team as they are a pre-Ares stat team and they have very much fallen out of the meta. Finally, where game modes are concerned, we are going to cover Battle World. This is a PvE game mode, but unfortunately, the first iteration of Battle World was effectively Raids 2.0, so I could have put this team up with the raid teams as well because they are a team that you would have to build to be able to do Battle World. And that is the Astral team. And these guys are good in Battle World. They are brilliant in Battle World. They are the best team in Battle World, and that is because they are the only team that has callouts for the Battle World game mode. And they are also an Alliance War team as well. So double bubble with it, building this team. You get a Battle World team and you get an Alliance War team. There are some standout members in this team as well who are very good as plug and play characters. So this is a very good team to build. You're going to want to build them all to level 105. And here is my current build of the team. So you will see I have Emma Frost X-Men. She is the first one we are going to cover here. And she is available from the Raid store. So a nice, easy, early farm for you there. I've taken her to G20 because along with the 3 members of Liberty, she might as well be the 4th required member for that global hero section of the Professor Xavier saga. Shadow King is a legendary, as we've discussed, but he is seeming to come back more and more often at the moment, and hopefully he will be made a permanent legendary or just a legendary that flips from week to week, a bit like some of the other legendaries that are available. I run him as a striker just like I do with Emma Frost X-Men. I think they are brilliant strikers because of the bleeds that Emma has on her basic and the blind that Shadow King has on his basic. Ancient One, she is available from the Blitz store. Now, I will be taking her up to level 105, although this team right here that you see now is able to clear the content in the hardest difficulty of the current iteration of Battle World. The reason why I'm going to build them bigger is because we know that there is a second Battle World coming. Battle World 2, which is going to have Sentry as the main boss. This has already been revealed by Marvel Strike Force, by Ryan Jacobson. And honestly, guys, I think this team will still have legs in the next iteration of Battle World. They're not exactly going to just cut it off. There'll probably be nodes that you will have to use characters on that. And because they've got the Battle World trait, it's going to be just really good. So build these characters all to level 105. Next up, we're going to cover the plug and play characters. And the first set of plug and play characters are going to be best in pretty much every single game mode. And realistically, you're going to want to build most of these to level 105. Now, the plug and plays we have is Quasar. This was the Harbinger Act 1 legendary. We got him for absolutely free. There is going to be a trial for him if you want to get him after, now that that sort of act is over. There will be a trial for him that is going on where you can get Quasar to 7 stars, but you do have to have 2 of the Act 1 Harbinger teams at the equivalent star rates. So the first team I would recommend doing that with is the Vigilantes. And the second team that you'll want to pick up and get to those 7-star levels is the Fantastic Four MCU. Next up is Null. This was the first Battle World boss, and this is the character that we earned from doing Battle World. Unknown as to how you are going to get Null shards once the first Battle World goes away, and there is talk among the community that the last Battle World was this week, or the last of the first iteration of Battle World was this week. I don't know if that is going to be the case. I think that Scopely will certainly be looking at the numbers and seeing how many people have their Nulls at 7 yellow stars before they pull the trigger on that one. Ares was a very, very unusual release. This character was released completely free to play. We got 7 yellow stars on him and 7 red stars on him, completely free to play. And all you had to do was engage with the game. You actually had to complete the battle passes to get him, and he is still available in the battle passes now as of time of recording. All of these guys I run as raiders. I do also have Quasar set as a striker. I think he is also a shoe-in for striker. But currently, with the teams I'm running him with, Raider is the classes that I am choosing. Blastar is the newest legendary, and you'll see we've started to gain some shards for him. And like Quasar, if you are just engaged in the game and playing the game, you will get this legendary for absolutely free just by doing your command center objectives. He is a Cosmic Crucible character. He is going to be absolutely amazing, so you are going to want to build him to the absolute moon. Mephisto! Dark Dimension 7 is where you will find Mephisto, and very recently we got very lucky and got cheap diamonds on him. I believe that is going away fairly soon though, so unfortunately if you were not able to do that, hopefully they'll do something in the future where they give away his diamonds or something like that to help out. But we got him for very, very cheap on the Dark Diamond credits. He is a DPC character. So Dark Promotion credits to get his red stars, and obviously that means then Dark Diamonds to get his diamonds. I run him as a striker all day, every day, and he is well worth a gear tier 20. In fact, every single character on this list, apart from possibly Dormammu and Doctor Doom, is a good candidate for gear tier 20. Odin is the Dark Dimension 8 reward for completion, and again, gear tier 20. He is great. He has a brilliant battlefield effect. Raider all day, every day for him. Possibly though, once I have done the Professor Xavier saga, I will be changing his ISO 8 to striker for arena, and that is so he takes the brunt of the attacks over the Professor Xavier. Apocalypse, absolutely brilliant. What can we say about Apocalypse? He is a very hard character for me to say to go and get now, because he does require a bit of a pivot where your materials are concerned. Now, to get Apocalypse, you need to be able to get the 4 Horsemen, which is Morgan Le Fay, Red Hulk, Rogue, and Archangel. You need to build all of those characters to level 90, gear tier 17, to be able to go into the Apocalypse Saga, and you need to have them at blue ISO 5 to be able to go into the Apocalypse Saga along with a team of Mystic, Bio, Mutant, and Mutant. So it's Mutant, Mystic, and Bio. You need to go in with a team of those characters plus Red Hulk, Rogue, Morgan Le Fay, and that all at gear tier 17, all at level 90, all at blue ISO 5 to be able to unlock Apocalypse. So it is a bit of a resource sink. Some of that you can do on your way towards getting to Commander level 105, but some of it is a resource sink, especially the Red Hulk, the Morgan Le Fay, the Rogue, and the Archangel. And so I can't, in all honesty, recommend going for him, but he is still a very, very good character if you have him unlocked. I run him as a striker. He's got great ultimate ability, great empowered ability. His Apocalypse, his Falcon Punch is going to be around for a very, very long time. Super Skrull is another one who is slowly falling off. The damage is showing, him. He's not so much a defensive character now. He is very much an offensive character. You want to use him in certain spaces where you are going to get the most out of him. But still, I would quite happily take him to level 105, and I would quite happily take him to gear tier 20. Now, the next two on here are more of the honorable mentions for the characters that this screen has, and that is Dormammu, which is your Dark Dimension 5 reward, and Doctor Doom, which is your Dark Dimension 4 reward. Now you'll see I've got these guys at level 95 and 90. I haven't bought them up yet. They're still at their 4 red stars, 7 yellow stars, which is what you get them at when you complete the associated Dark Dimension on your timed runs. They work as they are at the moment. Doctor Doom, could I bring him higher? Quite possibly, yes, and he would survive a little bit more. And now with the Fantastic Four MCU team, there is a potential to have a very good little bit of a combo wombo with Doctor Doom. And the main man who I missed off this is Professor Xavier. I don't have him yet. I'm very, very close now, 2 characters away. But he is the top guy to get in the game. Once you have him, that is the big, big chase done for a little while. Now, the next set of plug and plays are characters from older teams, and these are all semi-build with some form of caution. Now, these are best in most game modes, not all game modes. And I've got here build to level 105, because if you're going to build them, you might as well build them all the way to the max. And this is the list of characters that I've chosen for this. So Thanos, Endgame, amazing character. He is a skill character, so not someone you're going to really be finding the bottleneck of gear for. I've taken him to gear to 20. He's not in this picture here. But today, when the leaderboard payout came out, I actually took him to gear tier 20 because I'm going to take him to my run of the cosmic villain section of the Professor Xavier saga. We have Gladiator. He is a great pre-taunting tank. He spawns with immunity and safeguard, so he has that. He's going to be around for a long time as a tank. He also in arena does control speed as long as he is above 50% health. Gore is another one who is absolutely brilliant. He was part of the former arena meta, hence why he's level 105 for me. You'll see all these characters are at 3 diamonds as well, apart from Black Cat and Spider Weaver, but they're all at 3 diamonds because of how good they are. Gore is brilliant. He pairs really well with Null. He is a symbiote like Null. He is also a villain, which Null loves. He's very, very quick. He has a charge clearing mechanic. He has perma-kills on his abilities. He comes with an ability block as well. And his passive, which also basically does his special for you at a lower level, but still puts that ability block out there, is just absolutely great when he gains a certain number of charges. Now, Ultimus is another one that I've put on this list. And the reason why I've put on this list is because I actually think there's still going to be some cases where Ultimus is going to be really, really good. He is a post-Ares stat character, and he gains speed when anyone gains or has taunt, and his ultimate, doing attacks based on the number of positive effects your opponent has on their character, is absolutely brutal. He is a tank killer, and that is why he makes the list of plug and play for most game modes. Kang is someone who I was really on the fence about adding to this list of characters. He is a very, 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 very good character and is proving to still not have dropped off. He has, like Cabal, a 5% speed bar increase on spawn to himself and his team, but it is only on offense. It does not work on defense. His basic is absolutely brilliant. It does loads of damage. He is a very quick character himself, and so I think he is going to pair with Kahori and Blastar in Cosmic Crucible going forwards. I am now, with the changes to the Hellfire Club coming out and the mutant team being more global villainish, we now don't have such a draw on tech parts for the Professor Xavier saga. So I'm actually saying to take him to gear tier 20 for the cosmic villain section of the Professor Xavier saga. Black Cat is the most recent toon to come back into the meta. She's very fast. She's got a trauma stun on her special, and she is there basically to make sure that in arena, although you don't really have to have her, but in arena, she can be used and she will trauma stun the Professor Xavier because she's a lot quicker than him. And yeah, basically she is there to do that. So remember, she is a pre-Ares stat character, which basically means that even if she is gear tier 20, if she gets hit by a new stat character with gear tier 20, she is most likely to crumple. So you're literally using her for her abilities, not so much for how well she is going to last. She does come in with a ton of death proofs though, so that is very, very good. You are going to be able to get Kang the Conqueror from Incursion 3.8. Thanos Endgame, again, is a Battle World store farm, so we're going to have to wait until the 13th of the month when they do this currency conversion to find out how we are going to buy the characters in the Battle World store. Gladiator is from the Crucible store, so another one of those really, really difficult farms for how many times he's going to come around. Gore, really simple. He's from the Blitz store. We love that. Ultimus is from Dark Dimension 3, I'm pretty sure. Kang the Conqueror will come from Incursion 3.8, which is the Incursion campaign. And the final character on this list who I have here is Spider-Weaver. And the reason why I think Spider-Weaver is so good still is because of her ultimate and those charges, especially in Crucible, where there are a lot of unavoidable attacks now. Don't get me wrong. But there is still a place for Spider-Weaver, especially if you're trying to go in and clear up an Odin. She is invaluable. Get those charges up, and Odin is not hitting your team any longer. The one thing to mention about Black Cat is she is a rotating legendary. So 1 week they bring the old Horseman legendaries in to be farmed. The next week they bring Black Cat, Green Goblin Classic, and Nova to be farmed. However, to get Black Cat, you will be needing to build a lot of out of meta teams. So this really is only for people who already have her unlocked. I would not recommend to go back and unlock her now if I was a new player. All right, so that is it for the safe to build guide. What did you all think? Is there any characters you feel I missed off of this list? Why not leave them in a comment down below? If you found this content helpful, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Marvel Strike Force content. And if you want more Marvel Strike Force content that's going to help you, then why not check out one of these videos here?